Questions for Coach Collins?
Coach, I know a lot of talk went into these first 5 games, all against teams that played in last year's NCAA tournament. 4-1 start. How would you assess where you're at?
But if you told me we were going to be 4-1, I would have taken that from day one. That, of course, you'd love to be 5-0, but to play the 5 quality teams and great coach teams that we've played, and to play well and pretty much in most all of those, I'd take that. I'm real happy with where we are as far as our learning process and our growing. I think you saw tonight, like Fatu, Mariah, both are playing better. So they're learning, and that's what you want to do. You want to keep your team growing and improving as the season goes on.
I know you've talked about the contrasting styles of teams you played and how little you expected them to grind out possessions. You still put up 77 points tonight. What do you owe that offensive success to?
Well, it was defense. The whole game, it was a close ball game, and really our defensive effort was good. It wasn't great for the first 3 quarters, but our defensive execution was worse than our effort. And so once we got our execution and our effort at the same level it needed to be in the fourth quarter, then we got some easier baskets on the offensive end. And so that's really what we kind of lapsed back into basing too much of our defense on our offensive production and not seeing the scoreboard just run numbers up there. And so once we kind of got locked in a little bit better, that improved both ends of the floor.
A lot of points down low, 48 points in the paint tonight. Is that what you owe that to, the defense?
No, passed the ball to Raneem. Like, we were trying to get the ball inside as much as we could. We wanted to drive the ball or pass the ball inside. We felt like that they were going to take the 3-point shot away from us, and they did a pretty good job of pressuring that 3-point shot. We've shot the ball pretty well so far from the 3-point line. So we kind of felt like we were going to get some looks inside, and we've not been real solid at entering that ball when it needs to be entered in the post. And I think tonight, overall, we still had some turnovers, some miscues with that, both on the passing and the receiving end of that thing, but overall we did a better job of getting it inside.
Rebounding the ball in the second half, it's been great for you guys the last couple games, plus 12, plus 22, and then plus 11 tonight. In the second half of these last 3 games, I know you talked a little bit about that rebounding mindset. Was that just what you owed that to tonight and throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, I felt like early on in the game, we know Little Rock is well coached. The kids, their players are always tough-minded. I felt like early in the game we didn't match their intensity, their toughness level. I was real proud of how our players came back out in the second half, and I felt like we played as tough as they did. And what we talked about was, in the locker room, we said if all the fans left and the referees left the court and it was just Little Rock and us, and we were just going to play a game, how would you play? And so we were trying to play like you do at the park, at the YMCA, and we wanted to just go toe-to-toe. And so I felt like they came out with a different mindset in the second half, and worried a lot less about fans, a lot less about points, and a lot more just about playing this game. And I was proud of their effort in the second half.
Second quarter of games is kind of where teams have been able to come back a little bit. Same thing tonight. Is there anything specific that you see in those situations that leads to that?
I think we've not adjusted as well as the other team has adjusted to our game plan. I think we've come out with a decent game plan. We've come out and executed fairly well in the first quarter. And then good teams, good coaches, they adjust, they change. And so we've got a little bit more growth, a little bit more learning to do, and how to carry those adjusted game plans from the bench and carry those things out on the floor and stay locked in. We go in halftime and we talk about what we didn't do, and credit to the players because they come out in the second half and do their best at executing that. So we've got players that are still learning. And Whit Creech has stepped up. Sherry Porter's been huge. We have a lot of experience with Dee and Raneem, but we still have some other players are still learning, and that's what you want. You want to play good teams, tough games, and learn and get better so that you can really be at your best at the end of the season.
Any questions for Parker or Will?
Coach, I've got another one actually. Heading to California, what's on the agenda, and what are you looking forward to out there, both in terms of basketball and?
Well, first we want to eat. First, we're going to find someplace good to eat, and I'm excited about both the teams that we're playing. Tulsa's another really good team, and then a chance to get to play St. Mary's, a team that was like a 40 RPI team last year. Took Gonzaga to the wire in their conference championship game, so they were within just an eyelash of getting to the NCAA tournament, returning their top 4 scorers, and get to play a team like that on their home floor. That's what we're looking forward to. So both are excited about playing playing Tulsa and St. Mary's. It's another new type of test, one that I'm looking forward to, and we'll find out what we got to do to keep getting better so when we come back we can fill this arena up for Oklahoma.